No. I don't know why. Is it going? Check. It doesn't make sense to me why we can't plug in the coffee maker and the microphone and the microwave at the same time into the same unit. That's all. I just don't know why we can't plug. Hello out there. Hi everyone. It's King Cockroach. Let me holler if you hear me. Hello. Wow. Refresh the stream, folks. I'm telling you that if you could hear me. But you can't. Why would you have to refresh the stream if you could hear me? So it's really for the other people out there. Let your friends know. Do we have our guest on the line? I need to check in on that eventually. I want to make sure our guest is back on the line. Folks, a word of advice for you out there from the great King Cockroach here, live, streaming to you. If you find technology to be confusing and frustrating, do not start something that requires 8 different apps and 32 different wires to be running and plugged in all at the same time. You will throw a computer out the window, as I did. Good refresh, BioLoader. Here we go. And we've got our guest on the horn for later. Folks, let's all take a deep breath together. It was only 30 minutes of technical difficulties, not including the 20 minutes off stream of technical difficulties we were having. So, we are here. We can hear. Get used to it. It is King Cockroach Live, presented by the Evergreen Kingdom, now streaming every Wednesday night, some Tuesdays, some Thursdays, including Thursday next week. Friendly reminder that viewing is mandatory for all citizens. Comment with your favorite emoji to register your attendance. Oh, man. I am King Cockroach. For those of you here for the first time who stuck around this long, get a life. Just kidding. I'm so happy you're here. I'm happy you stuck around. You won't regret it. I'm King Cockroach. I murdered 2 brothers. Now I'm bored, so I'm playing video games and discovering new kingdoms. Don't forget to thank the bus driver, the great bus driver. I saw some of you thanking the intern in there. Not for long. We got a dead intern or 2 tonight. R.I.P. And let's see what's in the news. What's in the news here? I'm feeling I could explain to you what happened, but I don't know the answer other than nothing worked until now when it does work. And I'm here, and I'm happy to be doing the show. Let's start with our Kingdom announcements before we get into today's video game. These are the Kingdom announcements for March 19th, 2025. Announcement the first. Size change mushrooms have been legalized for microdose use only, such as looking taller or fitting into old pants. Anyone caught using mushrooms for off-label purposes, e.g. burglary or intimidation, will be forced to macrodose shrink mushrooms until they disappear. That's a new law, and I don't think it even goes harsh enough. That was submitted by Hank. Thank you, Hank, for submitting today's first Kingdom announcement. Announcement the second. Due to the recent destruction of many cargo boxes in the Evergreen Depot, crowbars are now banned throughout the kingdom. I'd also like to ban any harvesting tool. People get these harvesting tools, and then they just use them to break things up everywhere. It pisses me off. Announcement the third. Please, and this is out of the deepness, bottom of my heart, please stay out of the fog that has enveloped downtown. Entering the fog will manifest the darkest depths of your psyche into monstrous creatures. If you must enter downtown, make sure your fog lights work or you will get a ticket. And announcement the fifth. -1, announcement the fourth. Effective immediately, there will be no more trading Rochimon cards during speeches, duties, or war. That's duties, D-U-T-I-E-Y. Wow. I spelled that way off. Mario, thanks for the follow. Mario 42. I'm going to read that again. We're going to, in the final version of this episode, rewind it, edit it out so it sounds perfect. Effective immediately, there will be no more trading Rochimon cards during speeches, duties, or war. And that's duties, D-U-T-I-E-S. That announcement was submitted by Garb Cakes. And last but not least, please support the stream by subscribing, cheering bits, joining the Patreon, or telling your friends. Those are the announcements. Hi in the chat. How's everyone doing? Anybody write a sketch this week? Anyone need help heightening a sketch this week? I think today's guest will be as good as the others. Crowbar is more like bars for Corvids. What if I always drive with my high beams on? That is not a fog light. We're saying hello to each other there. What about Nike Rochimon cards? Rochimon? I'm going to skip that one because it's a reading issue on my end. We've got our hellos in there. Folks, I'm discombobulated. I had a whole thing prepared, a speech, but I've been discombobulated by technical difficulties. And so I need your help in the chat. What should we talk about today? What should we talk about right now? I would love if someone had a sketch they wrote. Maybe Mr. Bagel is out there. Maybe he is, or they are not here today. I would love to chat about, if you saw it. What about your caked up sighting of the week? You see any worlds where someone was really caked up and new characters? They put some caked up green lady in Fortnite this week. Let's see, who else was caked up in Fortnite that I saw? Shohei Ohtani, they did not cake him up in Fortnite. I think that's kind of, he wants to avoid any sort of future drama after his crazy translator did all that gambling that he had no idea about. I think I'm ready to play today's game. What do you all think out there? I'm excited for today's game. I'm excited for today's guest. That's guest with the T, even though I didn't pronounce the T there. So we're going to introduce today's game. Folks, it's what-a-da-da-do now. Wow, today's game announcement, written by someone else and read by me. It's been a while since I've held my head up high. It's been a while. It's time to go pro, folks. Work your way up the ranks by landing suicidal tricks in brutal competition to become the best skater on the circuit. Pull off hundreds of moves and combos on the fly with super smooth controls in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. If everybody out there, by the way, knew how many typos were in this copy, and I just read it perfectly, I'm going to read it as it was written so you could tell how well I improvised on the fly. Here it is as written. It's time to go pro. Work your way up the ranks by landing suicidal trishes in brutal competition to become the best skater on the circuit. Pull of hundreds of moves and combos on with the fly with super smooth controls in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. No beef to whoever wrote that copy, but they are dead meat. We will welcome a guest soon to play the game. I would like to play a 2-minute round on my own, but I have no idea where I put my controller. Give me one moment. Chat. I found it. Hang on, I found it. Metal Gear Solid. Oh, no, don't friend me on here. Mark Rennie, who's that? Tony Hawk. Here we go. Oh, I'm already in one. Oh, my gosh, and I got 10,000 points. All right, here we go. Suicidal Trish is my favorite band. Agreed. All right, let's see. We're in this little... I got to go to the... I can't just start in the middle of a match. I try to make it work because that's my training. You make whatever... The master rug weaver weaves the mistakes into the rug. You know what I mean? Del Close said that. All right, so I'm going to do a quick playlist here. What is this? I don't even know what this is. First, I got to show you my character here, my skater. How do I show him to you? Look. Wheels? No, I don't want to show you my wheels. What the heck? All right, well, this is my skater here. This is Kingy Cock. It's a play on Tony Hawk, but King Cockroach. Pretty inked up on the right side, as you can see. And I don't know if you can tell by the shorts, the hat, and the shoes, but this guy has been to a specials concert or two. The beard hat shirt combo should be a felony because it's too horny. Definitely listens to ska, parentheses, not derogatory. Oscar's Eagle. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Yes, I agree. Nothing in the left. No, the left is the masculine side. Energetically, we're keeping the masculine untattooed. The feminine is where it gets wild with Kingy Cock. Crazy Taxi, the man. That is a man. That is if Crazy Taxi was a transformer, but also the Transformers turned into men. They don't give you an option to cake him up. Obviously, he should be more caked up. But he does have a good thing going on in the calves there. All right. I'm going to do a quick little match. It doesn't have to be multiplayer because we had issues. If anyone on Earth knows how to play multiplayer in any game on PS5 online, let us know. Because every time we do it, we get butt-fucked. Bleep. All right, where should I start, folks? I guess I have to start in the warehouse. And I'm just going to look at this world. I don't know much about this skating world. But I'm just going to play this warehouse once. I'm going to try it. Do we think I could hit the pro score of 50,000? Place your bets. I think I could hit the 6 score. That means you have to spell sick, right? So that's what I'm going to try here. All right. What? I got to do all these. Oh, yeah, the secret tape. I forgot about that. All right. Folks, we couldn't afford the rights to the music here. So feel free to imagine it in your head. Or I might do songs every once in a while, but I don't know the songs on this one as well. I'm more of a Tony Hawk 3 songs guy. Ow! Okay, so you can't be holding your board when you fall on the ground or it hurts. Why is the E over here? Let's see. So this is an airplane hangar. I'm excited for our guest to come on today to talk a little bit about skateboarding in these kind of worlds. I don't know if he is actually a skater, but he's aware of. So you can't land sideways. It hurts, apparently. I'm up to 10,000 points. 2 minutes left. Let's see here. Grinding. Folks, what songs are on here? I know there's a Zebrahead song on this soundtrack, which we were very excited to chat Zebrahead last week. Did anyone go online and Google Zebrahead's version of Britney Spears? Hit Me Baby One More Time? Anyone do their homework? How do people read the chat while they play games? Seems crazy. Every time I look at the chat, I fall on my ass. Whoa. Okay, I got a special move to do. I'm going to try a special move, folks. Didn't work. Someone watched the Admiral Snack Bar watched the Playmate of the Year music video. Oh, man. When that one came on, you would make sure to have, like, all that on a last channel in case Mom walked into the room. And you would just go to town. You know what I mean? We're all different. Maybe for you it was the Two Become One music video by the Spice Girls. Sexy song. Maybe it was, All right. Wow. Oh, yeah, someone's, this game still has the Pretending I'm a Superman song. That's Goldfinger, Superman. Tony Hawk 4 songs. I'm imagining Blood Brothers by Papa Roach seems appropriate. Where are the VHS tapes? Oh, yeah, I missed them all. I'll tell you, the hardest thing in the world is to do literally what I'm supposed to do on these streams, which is talk to you while I try to do anything in the game. What do they make in this warehouse? Well, I think, was it a warehouse? By the way, for anyone that bet, I did get the pro score, no biggie. Live and Learn from Sonic Adventure 2. Gorilla Radio, yeah, that's the one I remember. Those guys really hated the man. And I do too. Not me, though. I'm a different man. But, folks, so that's the world. I had to get used to the game before I brought our guest on because I didn't want to humiliate myself in front of him. I'm told in the copy here I have to announce a 1-minute commercial break before this happens. But last time, the commercials just, I would say, uninvitedly just came up in the middle. And I don't think we have one right now. So no worries. We're just going to bring today's guest on. So, folks, thank the bus driver. Today's guest. Yeah. Today's guest. Yeah. Today's guest, Guerrilla Radio. Bring that guest up. It's Jasper Ollie. This guy's a total pro on the board, the drawing board, that is. Welcome, Jasper Ollie, the architect of the show. Hi, Jasper.
Thanks for having me, King Cockroach. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for allowing me to have this platform and this time to speak about something very near and dear to my heart, architecture.
Awesome. No better way to do it than during Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I said, why don't we, there's like a railroad, or there's the tycoon games. What's that game called where you're a tycoon? Theme park?
Yeah.
Roller
coaster tycoon. There's zoo. There's a zoo one as well. And yeah, that's sort of a little more, that's a little cookie cutter. I'm sort of more of a, I don't know. I consider myself, have you seen The Brutalist?
Yeah, multiple times.
I'm kind of like that guy. But
you're like the brutalist of kind of just standard urban architecture, you would say?
I would say, yeah, that's the best way that you could describe what I do. But it's they keep calling me back to these, to build infrastructure, to build these buildings and stuff, and something just happens along the way where people keep skating on them, and I don't know if it's because I'm like accidentally pouring the concrete in such a fashion where they're building ramps. They're making ramps out of my creations, my beautiful buildings.
So they're taking the brutalist, your words, architecture, and they're turning it into something that you don't appreciate. You're not a skater guy?
I'm not a skater boy, and to them I say see you later guy. As far as I'm concerned.
Jasper, you were so close to a popular song, but
what's the song?
Oh, it's Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne, but I'm imagining, how was boy spelled in your head when you were saying it out loud just then?
B-O-U-Y?
Close. Very close to Avril's spelling. Are you Canadian?
A little bit. Depends on the day.
That's a yes or no question. No, you answered like I was asking what your sexual preference was, which may depend on the day.
Sometimes I could be a little Canadian, if you catch my drift.
I think you're thinking about maybe like going Dutch or something like that. But being Canadian is
I've gone Dutch too in my day. I'll do it all. I'll try them all on, see what it's like. I like to put the shoes on of my fellow man and just kind of walk in them a little bit, see what's going on.
That must make for a very good architecture.
But I only do it with those.
Just their shoes.
Well, no, I only do it with Dutch or Canadian. I don't do any other one.
You don't go Greek.
I don't go Greek. That one seems like I probably shouldn't do that one.
Yeah, I think it depends how caked up they are, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Jasper, do we want to look at this level right here that I'm in? Did you design this, or would you like to choose a place you designed and kind of we can discuss it?
Well, yeah, I mean the warehouse is a pretty good place to start. Because I did design this warehouse. And it's a bit of a shame, if I'm being honest, with what they've done with it.
Well, let's walk and talk through. I just pushed retry level, so I lose all my points, but that's okay. I am seeing Canadian in the sheets, Dutch in the streets, and then Dutch in the oven, which I love in the chat. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So here we have some of your designs there. Do you mind that I'm kind of skating right up here?
Well, I kind of just wish you wouldn't. I kind of wish that you wouldn't at all, because that wooden door, that one that you just crashed through, it's like that's supposed to be like the sort of main place. That's like the main. That's like the one door.
What do you mean
in the whole place?
The main place. A dork is. Oh, so it's like the only way in. I'm sorry to disrespect.
Yeah, and it's also the only way out. So it's like kind of now the whole place is a little unsafe and a little structurally unsound,
right.
as far as I'm concerned.
May I ask who hired you to do this place?
Who hired me?
Yeah.
Well, it's I'll take on like city contracts. So if it's in a particular city, if it's in like New York, it might be at the time like Mayor De Blasio or something. But it could be whomever.
I think it's Eric Adams now. Maybe am I right?
It's Eric. Yeah, I'm just sort of a little off on a couple of things like that.
Now, what about the little
Not
area?
My mayor.
Because you don't live in New York? Because you don't want him to
be because I don't live. I just don't live there. I like what he's doing.
Oh, good. Well, maybe not good for some. I don't know enough about politics in that city.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
I gotta say, I am killing it in this level. Now this glass, I just broke a ton of, and for that I am going to
That's
apologize.
really unfortunate too, because that glass, spent a lot of time on that glass, man.
Ow.
Because I sort of have a holistic approach to architecture. I do all of it, all the nuts and bolts, as it were. I do foundation. I'll do wood. I'll do glass, because I want to see it from top to bottom. I don't want to just have. I want to fly in a bunch of guys and have them, impart their expertise on my building. You know what I mean? There goes the other door. Yeah, it sucks.
So
Hate to see that.
Can I ask? This warehouse to me looks like, and pardon my French, a shithole. Was it always that way, or did that part of town get worse?
They came to me and they said, Jasper, can you make a place that no living soul would ever want to step foot in? And I said, you got it, Chief.
My
and
man.
So I got in it. Yeah.
To me, it feels like you're inviting the skaters to be there. If no one wants to, skaters will they're like cockroaches. They'll take over an area that is uninhabited.
It's kind of like, think about this. You saw that taxi cab in there?
Yeah.
That has it has wooden boards sort of surrounding it.
Yeah. I'm going to take one more look at this level here.
Yeah.
Just for you to kind of tell us about some of these.
The taxi cab, that's a statement piece. I'm making a statement with that. That's anti-taxi cab.
Oh, anti-taxi. Right? Because
I'm trying to make it so they can't move and have wood all over them.
Now, Jasper, I am back in the warehouse. I would like to see it, but I don't know how to get in without breaking these doors.
I guess think about the doors as my hopes and dreams and just go right through them, why don't you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Who gives a shit? Who cares?
It just feels like your design made that impossible to do anything else.
Could you try, there's a sort of a mechanism that you can sort of like a garage door. You could slide it open if you just get really close and try.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
Oh, fucking I ain't kidding me.
Sorry to do this right in front of you.
Are you kidding me?
Jasper, we are having a lot of questions in the chat about the tapes. What's on the tapes? What's your obsession with them?
Those are my tapes.
Right.
So you know how an artist has a signature where obviously they'll have a signature where they'll sign their painting or whatever, or they'll have a thing that they incorporate into their many works. Like in Rob Schneider or Adam Sandler movies, it's the "You Can Do It" guy.
Right. I didn't realize that was like an Easter egg signature.
That's theirs, or Beastie Boys with "Drop."
Okay.
They do that more than once. The tapes are kind of my thing. I kind of leave tapes in the various buildings that I make.
So yours is like a rewind.
Yeah, if they're being kind, of course. If they're being unkind, then they'd probably just leave it as it was.
Which, in your experience, most people are
unkind. Yeah, they're not rewinding those bad boys. Yeah, which sucks.
Jasper, it feels like I'm looking for this taxi, by the way, and I simply can't find it.
It's in the back. It's in the back right.
Oh, it is back here. We might be.
I would say that was left more. You see it right there. Yeah, it's in that mountain.
That was a polite way to tell me I was wrong.
Yeah. I would...
Let me see in the chat here while we wait, because I am going to go to another designed area of yours.
Yeah.
Let me see what I'm seeing here.
That's what I like to call my works, by the way, designed areas.
Good. I didn't want to be flippant about it.
No, never.
Now, I'm going in reverse order of the chat, which it might be stupid because people might be responding to other people. Are any of the tapes gold member? Austin Powers gold member. Lazy River guy wants to know.
Yeah, that's an interesting question because it's not just any of them; it's a lot of them. A lot of them are gold member because sometimes I forget to bring my gold member tape with me on because I'll travel to go build these buildings and I'll stay in the town or in the area for months and months at a time. And if I forget my Austin Powers gold member tape, I'll have to buy one. So I'll buy a new one, and then my gift often is that I'll leave it behind.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
Pay it forward, kind of, because I think a lot of people need to see that one in particular.
So you assume people have seen the others, and you're kind of like, well, let me give you the one that you may not have caught. And
Yeah,
by
you
the way,
might have been
Jasper, I am
over
going to
it.
move to the school. Is this a design of yours?
I did the school. I did the school too. Um, I did-
Now, is
you
school
wrong,
2
bro.
your name? Like, what is the 2 based on? Because
That was my second school that I made, so I did call it the school too.
it seems very architect forward to do something like that. You know what I mean? Like to
Well,
assume that people know you did the other school.
That's, can I say that's fucking bullshit, because a doctor could do a successful heart transplant a second time, and no one's gonna be like, that was very doctor forward of you. I actually,
Right.
it's there. I saved them.
I don't think the
I didn't do
doctor
it for me.
would name the transplant after, like, as his second work, though, or theirs,
That's maybe true. That's true. That's fair. That's fair. I'll allow
But
it.
thank you for giving that up so quickly.
Look, I don't want to fight. I kind of just like to. I like to see, my great works just absolutely
Now,
destroyed by polyurethane wheels.
now, tell me about up here, this artwork. Are you seeing this? I can't tell if I'm
Yeah.
on lag. I'm having a lot of trouble looking at it for moments. It's very gorgeous. I love the color scheme.
Yeah, I did all those by hand actually. Those are
Those are
original
you.
work. I did. I mean, look, I do it all top to bottom, baby. All of it.
Oh my god.
I even taught a class at this school for a little while.
After you built it?
Yeah, they let me teach a class.
On architecture, I imagine.
I was. I taught home ec for a semester actually.
Really?
I kind of got out of my comfort zone. Just thought I'd see what else I could get out of the experience.
Hey, I'm trying my best here to do this school without destroying your work.
Yeah, could you
It's
stay
hard a
away from
little
my
bit.
fucking trash cans? Okay, no. It's kind of just hard to see. You're just kind of manualing and you're doing little heel flips and stuff, and it is kind of just sort of like, it'd be like if you took a shit on the Mona Lisa. Kinda.
Well, I'm so sorry. I wouldn't. I mean, unless I was doing a Banksy or something, I would never shit on the Mona Lisa.
And so you think doing a Banksy is taking a shit on the Mona Lisa?
Well, I think that would be the only motivation to do it, is to do a Banksy.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That was actually when you did the coffin grind a second ago. That was sort of how I felt when I heard that people were still
Oh,
doing it.
you were coffin grinding in the air.
I'm literally dead.
Jasper, I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go in to one of the parks, but with no time limit, so we can really explore.
Just get in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just really feel the space. That's what I encourage.
Jasper, what if we created a park? That'll be, folks. That's the tease. I think Jasper and I will have to create a park this episode.
We'll have to create a park. Here's the thing. That's a great idea. We should do that.
So that's the tease. I think I'll do 1 or 2 more levels, and then
And that's the tease.
Jasper is going to help me create a park, or we can switch over to Overcooked, and you can do your home ec or something like that if you'd rather do that.
Hey, either way, I'm happy to impart some of my wisdom here.
Okay. So I'm just going to do private match because we found out that's basically a way to free skate and play with nobody. No time limit. And where that you designed would you like to take a look?
Gosh,
I'm just going to slowly...
I did a lot of downtown. If you want to check out downtown.
Downtown. Okay, great.
It's up there in the D's.
Downtown Minneapolis?
Yeah, that's right.
This does, right before I go into here, someone in the chat did ask, and I'd like to reiterate, if you don't want that people to skate at your locations, why did you design a place and call it Skate Street?
Well, that's an interesting, because I thought it would sort of everyone was skating on the non-named skate areas, and I thought I'd do a little bit of like reverse psychology and try to trick them into not skating on my stuff by calling it skate.
Oh,
skate
like
street, maybe they
skaters
wouldn't
would
do
be
it
like,
there.
why would we skate there, dude?
Yeah, that sounds like a shitty place to skate. But actually, no, it's actually, from what I understand, the sickest and coolest place to skate ever. Kind of sucks that people like it so much. I did such a good job. And you're probably wondering too why I built so many places that have like very professional looking vert ramps and
Yeah,
bowls and
like
stuff.
right here. Did you even put these downtown? These little jumps?
That's a complete accident. That's like that's just sort of like leftover scaffolding. I thought the
Okay.
job was gonna keep going, but they didn't renew my contract.
Ow!
It seems fine.
Oh fuck! I just got hit by a taxi driver. I'm with you, man. I hate
Yeah,
these taxi drivers.
Those taxi drivers are tough. You thought Travis Bickle was something to contend with. These guys are nuts.
These guys are worse than known attempted assassin and porno date taker Travis Bickle.
Yeah, those are his two big things. Porno date taker Travis Bickle. They're just they're like hired guns out there practically.
Oh man, it really does, and they're worse. Man. So I want to look
Crazy
at
Taxi, but this is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous taxi. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I'm calling those guys ridiculous taxi.
All right, so
And that's probably why they're so mad at me.
This is downtown's best and only music store. Did you tell me about this design here?
So they actually, the crazy thing about this music store is that they wanted it to be a library.
Really?
They wanted it to be sort of like, in my mind, what I think the opposite of a music store is. Music store is typically kind of loud.
Right, and this one is like, so do people read here now, or because I'm seeing guitars, drums, records, rentals.
No, so it got overruled. There was a town hall, and in the city of Minneapolis was like, books, fuck that, no way.
Oh.
We hate books.
Well, I just grinded right on your damn sign. I have never seen a architect lead to so many town changes and town halls and town conversations. Usually they're kind of in the background doing their work, but you're very I don't want to compare you to like when Kanye became a rapper over a producer, but that's what I'm getting a little bit here.
Yeah, no, I got, yeah, it's kind of like that in some ways, and only in some ways, not in all of the ways.
Sure,
yeah. You could definitely make that comparison, yeah.
It's too bad when someone does some things, that's all you can think about afterwards, you know?
Yeah, I know. Really put the kibosh in some of my other side hustles that I had going for me.
Yeah, I did look at your website. It looked like you were pretty quickly scrubbing the Kanye West of architecture from the website.
Yeah, that was brutal. I had to take
everywhere.
that down. Yeah, well, because they were trying to tell me not to build buildings. They were trying to tell me to just like... They were trying to get me to not do it. They were like, put the pencil to paper and like do your little drawings, but like don't make them buildings. Don't do that. They wired my hands together.
Oh my god! So Kanye famously rapped through the wire when it was his jaw.
Yeah,
but
that's
your
right.
work is very hand forward, is what I imagine they were getting at there.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I could like use my mouth to like build a building if I had to. You know, put a screwdriver in the old mouth, put the hammer in the mouth. But it's just like too hard. I need my hands. So they did wire my hands shut. It was sort of like almost like Harry Houdini style too, like in a straitjacket almost.
Right.
And they kept punching me in the stomach really hard. But I still.
Isn't that has anyone died in a crazier way than Harry Houdini? For chat, you probably know this already. You seem plugged in. But Harry Houdini died because a tough guy. I think he was like someone's cousin that came to the show that Harry Houdini did. And he was like, you think you're so tough, let me punch you in the stomach. And he punched him in the stomach and it killed him.
And you know, that's why I don't fuck with cousins at all. I don't need to know my cousins. I don't want to know your cousins. I don't want to know any of that kind of stuff.
Oh, my cousins are great, man.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, yeah, sure. Wait till they start punching in the stomach, then come. Then let me know how they are.
Now, while I'm downtown, are there any areas you would like me to look at, you'd like to show me before I pop over somewhere else? And it looks like I'm about to maybe have another technical difficulty. I'm seeing my intern kind of panically digging through things and saying shit. Maybe a dead battery is about to happen or something.
Oh, boy. Who could say?
We're back. Battery is plugged in. No worries out there.
We're back. The battery is back.
Look at this.
You
ever pop shove it in the grass?
It's my favorite place to do it. I hate skateboarding.
I see what's happening here.
I said not.
Jasper, even your last name indicates to me that you might enjoy skateboarding now and again.
That's sort of a complete coincidence. I'm related to Sifl and Ollie.
I thought Sifl and Ollie were two people. Sifl and Ollie is just a person's full name? Sifl and Ollie?
Sifl and Ollie. Yeah. It's one guy. It's my uncle.
Okay, so his kids you don't fuck with.
I don't talk to them at all. No, absolutely not. And that's how I got my last name, because my dad is his brother.
Right, your dad is Ollie's dad's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you said? All right.
That's what I said.
All right.
That fountain actually is sort of the I think the piece in this whole city that ties the whole thing together, because it's such a central hub. It's a circular fountain. It's the giver of water, which in many respects is the giver of life. And I sort of thought that was like the thing that would hinge the very center of my city to this beautiful fountain. And he just Benihanaed over it. Oh yeah, that's what you get.
What if I did all this? You ever see someone do a 10? Oh! I thought I could 900 over your fountain.
Oh, that would have been really, really great. How come the Benihana trick isn't chopping up a bunch of vegetables and shrimp?
It's a fantastic question. My first kind of curiosity is, if you were introduced at a stand-up show and that was the first thing you said, like right when you got on the mic,
yeah,
I think you would have the audience for the rest of the night.
You think so?
Yes.
I guess I'll try it.
Now, let's see here.
You're putting up some points. Like when you're okay. I see you.
I want to let's see here. I want to check in with the chat here. You ever pop shove it in the pale moonlight? We got the Joker in the chat.
No. Arthur Fleck himself.
It's a sick man.
Well, that's the thing, that they kind of make it. They kind of gloss over it.
Hang on, Jasper. I am getting a phone call right now. I just have to take this.
If Jasper could build anywhere, where would it be?
Great question. So I just got a phone call from Chicken Cop, who asked, if you could build anywhere, Jasper, where would it be?
You know, that's a great question. I would love to build. I like to build in the bottom of the ocean, sort of like James Cameron style, sort of like an underground or underwater hub area of sorts. A submarine level would be, or submarine structure would be really, really cool. A building within a submarine.
A building in a submarine.
Yeah, big submarine.
Can I ask? Because I feel like
the
I would
Raft,
love.
kind of.
Like a what?
Like the Raft from the Avengers movies.
You're gonna have to be a little more specific.
It's like a prison where they keep.
Oh, that's called the Raft. I didn't realize
it's called the Raft, but they keep it in the middle of the ocean.
So you wish that's interesting. So
I wish I built that.
You'll watch a movie and you'll be like, I could turn that into a building in real life.
I could, yeah. That's obviously a fake building. I could make that. But then there's sometimes I'll see a building and I will think, I wish I had made that. That seems like it could be really cool. Like, gosh, have you seen the Lego store at Downtown Disney?
I can't say that I have, sadly.
It's a really cool looking store. It has a bunch of Legos on it and stuff. Big Lego dragon on the top of the building.
So is architecture essentially just building Legos?
In a sense, yeah. It's Roblox, it's Minecraft, it's Legos, it's all those other kinds of blocks too. And I know that it's Lego. You say Lego.
Oh yeah,
know that, like,
someone in the chat just called you out for that. Savi Blavi 666. So maybe the devil or someone who worships the devil just called you out for that.
So here's the thing about that. If it's somebody that worships the devil, I actually don't have to take the correction.
That's like a sign a bus driver would point to or something. Hey.
Just a really long sign.
Now, really quick, because I do want to actually create a park with you, but I would like you to join me for one of my favorite segments of the show. It's where we look at hidden gems. These are old video games, not very popular, and we just reminisce about them. So if you remember any of these games, feel free to reminisce with me, folks. It's Hidden Gems, and I would hit that theme song, but there isn't one, so let's just go, it's Hidden Gems! Hidden gems, folks. So our first hidden gem of the day. Tell me if you remember this game, Jasper Ali, architect of the Tony Hawk world, is Dark Souls, spelled SOLES, like shoes. Prepare to Untie edition. So this is a PS3 game, and this was submitted by Earnest Citizen. So Earnest Citizen must remember Dark Souls. Do you remember, Jasper, playing Dark Souls? I can't tell from this cover if it's in the same world as Dark Souls SOULS.
So yeah, I do remember this one. This one was a bit of a it's set in that world, but it's not like absolutely mandatory that you had played those other games before. But this is about, you know how in those types of games where you can go around, you can find other gear and stuff. This game is about the people that leave the gear behind for you to find.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
so
that
sort of
idea.
A gear drop management sim, you know, just trying to like, you know, where to hide the rare, you know, the rare items, the good ones, and all that kinds of good stuff. Yeah, Sword of Night and Flame, perhaps.
And is the idea of the game that these people are dropping things and you're constantly like dropping them, or are you intentionally hiding them for the characters in the Dark Souls world, SOULS?
It's intentional. It's like parents on Easter, kind of like putting little eggs around.
That's very sweet. That's more games need that, of like exploring the to use an improv comedy term, if this then what of the world. I want to see some more second beats here.
Yeah, at least some second beats. Just a couple.
Well, Dark Souls, thank you to Earnest Citizen for submitting that. This is one of my favorite games from Sega Genesis. It's J.D. Salinger's The Catcher in the Rye 2. The New York Times called it hours of fun. Obviously, you know, this was a very exciting game until it was used as impetus for a man who tried to shoot Ringo Starr.
Yeah,
and
I
they
know.
had to take it off the shelves.
They can't keep getting away with it.
They
can't keep doing that. Leave them alone.
Every time there's a beautiful J.D. Salinger Catcher in the Rye property, another beetle gets shot at, and it's driving me nuts.
You know, because of what happened to Mr. Lennon, if you're nasty,
which he was,
I never even read the book, the first one. I refused.
Good for
I was
you.
worried about what would happen to me.
Good for you. Yeah, that is scary to know when you open a book that when you jump into it and come out the other side, you may feel homicidal.
Yeah, I didn't want to know what that felt like. I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to dance with the devil, right? I didn't want to do that.
It's a great excuse for your middle school teacher too. It's better than like the dog ate my homework or whatever. It's like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read that book. I don't want to dance with the devil.
Actually, teach, get a load of this. I don't want to kill somebody. You want me to kill somebody? I'll read your silly little book. Sure, but guess what? It might be you.
That'll get you sent right to the principal's office, probably
yeah,
to
and
therapy.
Guess what? I loved my principal.
I think that I am surprised that I have never heard a single person on earth say that sentence, Jasper.
I loved my principal so much. You kidding me, Mr. Shubin?
Shout outs to Shoobs.
Shoobs. W in the chat for Shoobs.
Hey, let's hear some shout outs in the chat for Shoobs. Now, this next hidden gem, Super Ghouls and Ghosts on Super Nintendo, the Naked and Afraid edition. This one was submitted by Bile Otter. So this was a precursor to the Naked and Afraid TV show, where this one, the knights on the cover, they had to keep them in the armor, but you drop and you can, they immediately remove your armor, and all you get is a coconut bra and a lighter, and you have to fight ghouls and ghosts.
That's pretty, I do remember this. And I just sort of remember it being, like, I was a little confused, right? Because I was sort of like, what even is Naked and Afraid, right? Because it's not out yet.
Yeah, it's not out yet. So you're like, what could this be?
What could
it's
that
like
be?
when
I understand both feelings, and I certainly understand them together.
You understand the feeling of being afraid and the feeling of being naked.
Yeah, I feel like I'm naked right now.
You're wearing
is it just me, or does anybody else feel naked?
You are wearing a hard hat and a tie, but just by being kind of publicly on microphone, I feel nude sometimes doing a show like this.
Yeah, it's definitely, I feel exposed, right?
Well, Bile Otter, thank you for submitting, and I'm sorry, Jasper, to put you through that. I hope I make you feel safe here. Another hidden gem, PS5's Cheese Roll 2K22. Rated E for everyone. Master Flash, thank you for subscribing at Tier 1. That's 2 out of 10. That feels like there's a goal if it's 2 out of 10. Hey, we're trying to hit a goal of 10 subscribers based on what I'm seeing in the chat here. So 8 more people subscribe. That would
that'd be tight.
That'd be tight. So some shows will give you a reason to subscribe, like, hey, we want to get to 10 goals because X, Y, or Z. Ours is just that it would be tight. So please.
Yeah, it would just be tight.
Hey, it'd be tight if you did. Click Wizard subscribed at Prime. Thank you, Click Wizard. And let us know how Rings of Power Season 2 is. And here comes a hype train. I still don't know what these are, Jasper, but I get more excited every week when they come. Come on, hype the train. You hype it.
Come on, hype train.
Oh, you're doing Come On, Eileen.
Yeah.
Jasper,
as long as the train is not the one that's coming at the screen, like from that scary movie, I think I'll be just fine.
You mean the first movie ever made?
Yeah.
By the Lumiere brothers, train pulls into station?
Yeah.
That
you think
scared
Lumiere
you?
brothers were? Yeah. Can you imagine seeing something like that? So shocking.
I feel a Lazy River guy, by the way. Thank you for this big time gift of a Tier 1 subscription to Crocodile. Yeah. That's tight. If we had other subscribers I missed, that's because I'm a bad host. It's not your fault. But I understand, Jasper, why people, when that movie came out, it was the first moving picture they ever saw, and they were scared. I imagine you saw it when you had already known about moving pictures and things like that. You'd seen TV or something, I imagine.
My parents were a little Joker-esque, if you will. They were a little twisted, and if they said, you want to watch a movie, we got to start from the very beginning, and that was the first movie they ever showed me.
Oh, my God, that is horrifying. Bile Otter just cheered 100 bits. Thank you, Bile Otter. I still don't know what that means, but I appreciate it. And I'm not being cool when I say I don't know what that means. I am being aware of my own stupidity that for 5 minutes before or after these, I don't just look up what they mean. I apologize. But so you started with, of course, train pulls into station.
Yes.
Now, I saw the movie Pearl recently, and they show, she goes into a projectionist, and he shows her a porno. That seemed like an early porno. Was that on the menu?
That was, we got to that one, because I'll watch every movie production in chronological order. Doesn't matter the genre, right? If you consider porno a genre and not a medium, then it which I do, and it would get... It would get slotted into just where, all movies. So, one day you could be watching, Jaws or something, and then the next movie could be, Big Asses 7 or something.
I felt like it was smart of them to take the big asses and just reset them after 5 and just kind of do the Spider-Man thing where it was like,
yes,
the numbers are going up, but it's the same story just retold.
It was getting too convoluted because some of the asses you're sort of okay, obviously that's a big ass, but I don't know how I'm supposed to pay attention to the story. There's too many of them actually.
Obviously that's a big ass.
Yeah, obviously we get it. Okay.
Now, Jasper, what year are you on, may I ask, of movies? Have you gotten all the way up to modern day, or are you still working through?
I haven't seen modern day yet. I think I'm somewhere in. I just got to.
You'd see Taxi Driver clearly, or had it described to you. I'm just reminding you of that, so I don't have to.
And I know about The Raft because I read comic books.
Okay, yeah, so that's fine.
That's fine.
Rival Pep, thank you for the Prime subscription.
I've seen up to Ferris Bueller's Day Off is the most recent movie I've seen. Not bad, honestly. It took me a long time.
Yeah, you're in the Hughes-averse, which is exciting.
Yes, I know. I've seen a couple of his movies.
In the chat, they are explaining to me that the 100, I don't even remember what it's called, is like a little tip. It's like a little slip in the hand. So I appreciate those. Bits are what video games are made of, like 8 of them or 64 of them. Thank you, Earnest Citizen. Now I'm confused again. The hype train is rolling. I still don't know what it means, folks, but I like to just start screaming every once in a while because it means the hype train is rolling. We're at 38%. I don't know what it means at 120.
Bits are what also I think Roger Rabbit uses to pay for a haircut and a shave, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. It is what he uses to pay for them and how he can get very freaked out. Now in the chat, let us know year Roger Rabbit came out versus year Ferris Bueller came out. Because I think we might be cutting it a little close on that one.
I've been on the ride.
Okay. All right. That's fine then. Well, Cheese Roll 2K22 is a blast. It was the last Cheese Roll I felt where people weren't just becoming totally OP when you played it online. They figured out new moves.
Parmesan.
Jasper, thank you very much for understanding exactly what I meant. So it looks like 88 and 86 respectively for those movies. Unfortunately, I forget what order I asked about them in, so I don't know what the respectively is referencing, which is first and which is second.
Yeah, and then just like don't pay attention to if somebody clarifies.
Joan Haley Ford, first time chat. Hi, Joan. Thanks for letting us know. We still don't know which is relative to the other, but that is mostly my memory's fault. Do we have any more hidden gems? I'm looking at my intern. That's all of them. That was hidden gems. Feel free to submit your own hidden gem. I don't know how, but I'm sure it'll be figured out in the chat, or you know how if you've subscribed. And I appreciate. Oh, it says here. Type. I just have to read this. Now, I want to hop on. Now, I told you I'd be with you till 8:30. We started a little late. Would you mind creating a level with me, or do you have to leave us?
Absolutely. No, I don't. I don't got nowhere to go. You kidding me?
Open the hype chest. How do we open it? It's running out of time. How do I open the hype chest?
How do I open the hype chest?
The hype chest says tell your intern they're doing mostly great. Is that what the hype chest is? Oh, it's just something someone said. It's an emote. Okay, I don't know nothing about nothing. So we're gonna design a park here. Create a park. There's featured ones here, but we just want to go to our parks, create a park. So
our parks.
In the middle of our parks.
Welcome. This is a sandbox for you to create and experiment to make your own skate park.
Do you hear Tony talking?
We've got the basics and some awesome new tools to make the park special.
No.
When you've got something interesting, don't forget to share it.
Checking
Can't wait
here.
to see what you come up with.
It's a sandbox for us to create and experiment with our own skate park. Now, what do you think, just real quick, about Tony Hawk's kid marrying Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love's kid? Is that right? Is that who got married?
Yeah, that's right. It's Francis Bean and I believe, is it Riley Hawk? That to me is like, okay, the 90s are back.
I see you shooting up in bed and just going, honey, the 90s are back. If you're in bed with somebody.
Well, yeah, I'm wearing my sort of long shirt. I had to relight my candle on a plate.
Very sweet. It sounds like you probably fell asleep reading a book.
Yeah, I was, I had those, I had those sort of like half glasses on.
Yes, yeah. I think I know.
Sort
Like
of
Morpheus? Do you know about Morpheus yet?
I haven't gotten to Morpheus.
Okay, well, when you do, let me know. Lexalander. Wow, it's probably Alexander, but with letters mixed up to confuse me. Thanks for the subscription. So I want to get into this design. I could chat with you frivolously all day, but a thing I'm really working on as I'm discovering how to Twitch stream is not leaving the screen on one visual for over 5 minutes. I'm failing at it, but we're going to try again today. So help me out here with this design. We can look here at our options. And chat, let us know if there's anything you want to see in this park. So should we start with pipes? I know you hate pipes.
I
Props?
hate pipes.
Maybe we should start with props. It's mostly skate stuff, I hate to tell you.
It's mostly skate. You don't have like any entryways or like porches.
It doesn't look like entryways or porches are an option here so far. But why don't we start with fun boxes? Look at these.
A fun box. You could sort of make a structure out of a fun box.
Yeah, look at that.
If you build it upward. Yeah, that box,
now,
I gotta say, is pretty fun.
Architecturally, where does this feel right? Like, what considerations do we have here?
Let's see. Okay, yeah, that I would say those typically for me, I would place those on an edge somewhere.
Okay.
Right? Like I'm not gonna put that necessarily
We're
in the
edging.
middle of. Yeah, we're gonna edge with this one.
Okay, so not in the middle. My worry here is if someone does try to skate on it, they will skate right over the edge into the sand and hurt themselves.
What is skateboarding if not the pursuit of avoiding danger, right?
Okay, yes. Avoiding danger, not finding it.
Yeah, so like if you're a skater worth your salt, worth your weight in trucks, you know what I mean? You could easily avoid that sand. I hate sand, by the way.
What do you mean you hate sand?
I hate it.
Like as an architect or just as a person?
Well, as an architect, I'll say that I don't like it because it's I like to build out of slabs of like rock and concrete and stuff, and sand is just that stuff broken down to its ittiest bittiest forms, right?
I see. I mean, even glass is made of sand, isn't it?
I know, but I love glass.
You're a complicated man, Jasper.
I'm a complicated guy. So now
Jasper,
that's where you're gonna put that little that block structure right there, huh?
I'm just kind of operating on instinct right now, but I would love your input. I guess
That's a good way to do it.
Let's start with like
that's how I build a lot of stuff.
So you improvise builds.
Yeah, I'll just sort of see where it takes me. I'll just sort of like start with. I'm not necessarily thinking I'm gonna build a skyscraper, but at the end of the day, sometimes I started from the bottom. Now I'm here, as far as I'm concerned.
As far as a few people are concerned, I think.
Yeah, especially the people who are on the top floor.
Unless they helicoptered in.
If they helicoptered in, they sort of didn't know that the bottom was even possible. They kind of came in from the top.
Yeah, they came in from the top and now they're here, which is more of a Drake situation, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
So here is how this is truly what I do in my own life is I get distracted and I just move things on the screen. And as it's form of entertainment, I don't think it's as good as it is for my own life. So let's really get into this build here, and I'll be a better host of moving this forward. So what do you think the thesis of this build should be?
I think the thesis should be no skateboarding allowed.
For the skate park. Okay. All right, so we're building a skate park where you shouldn't be allowed to skateboard.
Where it shouldn't be you shouldn't do it.
Okay.
You just shouldn't do it.
This is actually a good direction. So maybe bushes everywhere?
Yeah, a couple of bushes would be good. Some planters would be good.
All right. So we've got
bush A, bush B, bush C, huh? Three types of bushes. No George allowed.
Yeah, you wish there was W Bush or at least H.
I wish there was it would go straight to at least HW.
All right, so this would be hard to skate around, I would say, right?
Yeah,
bushes here?
yeah. I think that's because will the player character, will your character crash?
If you hit a bush, I don't know what happens.
If you hit a bush,
I'm putting some barriers up so you can't even get to the half pipe here. Or is that what that's called, a ramp?
Yeah, the fun box there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you don't want someone to get up here. How can we block this? I wonder.
Yeah, in the fun box, I think we have to decide to call the unfun box.
Okay, so, box is fine, but unfun.
Yeah, it can't be fun.
Would you like barrel here? Thanks for the follow, Wingledank. What else could we put here?
Was that a chair? A folding chair.
You like folding chair?
I
I'd
like
be
folding
concerned
chair.
potentially about wrestlers, but if that doesn't
Yeah.
worry you,
God, I know John Cena walking by, hand starts sweating.
damn, I can't skate here. Hang on a second.
Hang on a second.
I can see some chairs.
That's pretty good.
All right, so
This
this is
gives me an That guy just did a heel flip. That gives me an idea.
all right. So this corner I feel like is pretty hard to skate.
Yeah, you would have a really hard time, I think. Is there water that we could add?
Can we add our own? I think we can add pools, but I don't know if we can add water.
Okay, so
Potato,
no water,
lard,
and I like that. I like that they gave you a pretty big space to work with. I gotta say.
Is that easier or harder for an architect? Excuse me.
But I feel like the more space, the better. For me, because like I could make a small building in a big space. I can't make a big building in a small space.
Very interesting, unless it's really tall and thin, right?
Well, yeah, unless it's like a one-person sort of like elevator-sized building, but it just goes all the way up, and each floor is for an individual. Yeah.
Like,
I've never tried that before. That gives me a really good idea, actually.
What's the idea?
I'm gonna build a building that's like that, like the elevator building, where just first person that goes in has to go all the way up, sort of like a Pez dispenser, kind of, but for people.
I somehow I was picturing exactly what you were saying, and now that you've said it, I am having trouble picturing it completely.
So it's a building, okay, and the building has a door, a single door, but
Yeah.
the structure is tall, very thin, right? But there's an elevator, and so you get into the elevator, and the elevator takes the first person that comes in all the way to the top floor, and that is where that person works, and the room is big enough for one person only.
And that's the big idea you just got.
That's my big idea.
All right.
And then like the top of the building could look like a character or something. Like Amy Rose from Sonic, or
and it opens like a mouth.
it could open like a mouth, yeah. Or it's like actually not really their mouth, it's kind of their neck, isn't it?
I guess you're right. It's more of a confusing Muppet.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you saw in this corner. I'm not going to go all the way back because it's going to take forever, but I did build a little pool and walled it off.
Thank
Where else
God.
could people not skate, since that's kind of the thesis here?
Gosh.
Is there any props you like here?
How many trees can you drop down? Just like tall trees.
Let's just see how many tall aspen trees we can do.
Yeah.
This is a Jasper Ollie original design. You may know him as the new skate park brutalist, but he doesn't like skating.
Yeah.
Wow,
Wow, the trees go up in such a beautiful way. I'm like transfixed by the way the trees are kind of being dropped.
Earnest Citizen just suggested, we know where the skaters come in. Why don't we just wall them off? So like right here is where they enter, it looks like.
So
we're walling
interesting.
them off.
Everybody seems to be really interested in this building a wall idea.
You're the one who wants no skaters here.
Hey, that's all I want. I'm not talking about all this wall stuff. Everyone's going a little crazy with these walls.
Well, this is an oak tree. I didn't know aspen trees were so much taller than oak.
I have very little knowledge about which trees are taller than which. Maybe in the middle of the trees you could put like a half pipe in there.
Okay, so now like right here you're saying, or where?
Yeah, like in there somewhere. Because then it's like, oh, you could have done it if these trees weren't here, but actually now you can't because the trees are here. Sorry,
you can't have this. So like right here.
Sorry.
How does that look? That's not a. What's
That's
a
pretty.
half pipe? There's quarter
it's
pipes and there's pools. Is a pool a
quarter
half pipe?
A pool is not a half pipe.
I know heaven is a half pipe.
It's also a place where nothing ever happens. If you're a Talking Heads fan. A half pipe is the ones that sort of look like it's two ramps sort of like connected like an H kind of.
Okay, 2 ramps connected like that. You know a lot about skate locations, don't you?
Yeah, well, I have to know because if I build it, they will come. And so I
You-
try to not build those things.
You learn all of the skate things. So I have to just build it by doing 2/4 pipes, it looks like. Is that right?
Yeah, that's probably what you'll have to do.
Okay,
Because 2/4 do make half.
that's right. Okay, so like this?
Yes,
And then we surround it with trees so no one can get to it?
exactly. So you build one like that, and then you sort of build one that's going the opposite way like that, and then build the trees around it.
Build a wall
And
of
then-
trees.
You said it, not me.
You're trying to teach me here. I don't want to learn things. I just want to build trees. Oh, I can move where they come in. I don't want to do that. No, just put this. Why is every game so hard? All right. there
Why?
we go.
That's something that I haven't really worked out myself. I think they should all just be easy.
That's what I'm getting at. It won't even let me build the trees. All right, we're gonna be done, and we're gonna skate this, and that's how we'll end today's episode. I want to skate this park here.
Will you
So-
skate it though, or will you not be able to? Is the
It
thing.
is a good question. It won't let me build enough trees, so let's. All right, I'm done. I'm done. Save. All right, save and quit. Take screenshot. I should have taken a screenshot.
Mm.
Okay. So now, how do I skate my park here? Multiplayer maybe. Private match. Map. What the?
Maybe in.
Features? Oh, create a park. Is this it? Go to my parks. Autosave. Oh my god, I gotta go publish it? I can't play it online. I gotta go into a different mode. Most of what this show is me figuring out the menu.
I know what the menu is. It's a movie that I've heard about.
Oh, there's not much to figure out there. When the trailer for that movie came out, I turned to my wife and I said, I would bet you $500 it ends with her eating a hamburger really happily. Like a fast food burger. And then no, spoiler alert, that's what happened, and I felt like
I
a
thought it was
damn
going to be about the
genius.
Cheesecake Factory.
The menu was so big it was just a script.
I thought they adapted the
No, damn it.
I thought they adapted the tome that's the Cheesecake Factory menu into a movie.
Adapted the Cheesecake Factory menu into a movie.
Yeah.
So they had like the guy that adapts the Dungeons and Dragons movie, and the guy from Freaks and Geeks who's making all the movies now. They had him do it. You're saying?
Yeah, I thought they had somebody like him do that and like to sort of take the menu and make a movie out of the, maybe there's a character named avocado egg rolls or Parmesan crusted chicken or something.
The problem with that is they right away cast, I would say, kind of in a non-body positive way, and then the skinny menu was very hard to cast.
But that unfortunately was not cool. Actually, they shouldn't have done that.
Okay. Oh, I'm skating it. I'm doing it.
He's doing it. Oh my God, he admitted.
Okay, really hard to do that half pipe. It's so close to itself. The trees are gorgeous. I actually want to call my friends and invite them here.
Well, it's a kind of a beautiful
Ow.
area.
Now, architects, I would say, usually do buildings, but this is mostly kind of...
Mostly shrubbery and trees.
Do you think I could land a 900 on there?
On that
half pipe?
ramp?
Yeah.
If you had enough momentum, I bet you could do it. You just have to be really judicious with your turns and how quickly you're doing them.
Okay, let me see how hard it is to hit this fun box we made.
Okay, yeah.
That that is too high. That's too high to grind. All right. So let's see here. And now there's, all right, I can maybe get up here if I can get through the John Cena's. Ow. Okay.
And that's what we call folding chairs now. We call them the John
They're the
Cena.
Cenas. Okay, all right, I'm up here. So trying to
Cena
build a
next
little
Tuesday.
momentum.
Yeah.
All right, nice. What about up here?
Okay.
A little momentum. Ouch.
It'd be kind of concerning to see that many trees in a parking lot like that. Now I'm
Like in a cement parking lot or just in any parking lot?
I think in a cement parking lot
Yeah,
for sure.
it would be a type of concerning that's like, well, I've never felt anything like this before. Because I don't even know who I don't trust about this.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who did it, and I don't know if there's like somebody there to be scared of. So you can't just skate through the bush. But
What about the trees, I wonder? Trees bump you. All right, here comes the 900. Oh, the coffin. I did the wrong move. Damn it. All right, I'm coming back, and I'm going to do a 900 in that pipe. Chat, how many attempts do we think it'll take for me to get to the 900? And I don't actually care about your answer. I just like every once in a while saying chat and then asking a question. Because I see people do it sometimes, you know what I mean?
You gotta just kind of do like how other people are doing it too.
Yes.
Just kind of do exactly what they're doing.
You just do their voice.
And it's good. They want to be heard from. The chat wants to be heard.
Yes. Chat, let us know.
I see what you mean now about the fun box being too close to the wall there.
Yeah.
And see, just because I'm an architect and I built a lot of buildings doesn't mean I can't learn new tricks.
Yeah,
know?
that'll be very helpful for your Pez building.
Yeah, well, patent pending, of course.
I can't even get onto this ramp at an angle that I can do a 900. All right, here we go. Wonder Swan says, I got this next try. Wow, thank you for the faith, Wonder Swan. All right, here we go. Oh, that looked like 900 to me. Damn it, 900 tries. Hey.
Wow. Hey, what the heck?
Ye of little faith, artist citizen. Jasper, I'm gonna try one more 900 here.
See, like I could see it. I could see it happening.
Oh!
It's too close together, and it's tough. But like, you could do it.
I just landed one. You're on a little delay, Jasper.
I'm on a little bit of a delay.
But I did it, folks. And watch this. Pop shove it with the devil in the
Oh,
light.
I saw it. I saw it now. I saw it.
Wonder Swan, thank you for the faith. Jasper, now that you've seen this level, is there anything you would do differently with our no skating park, skate park design?
Oh, I'm sorry. I lost you for a second. What was that?
Is there anything you would do differently, Jasper, now that you've seen
For
me play
this,
level?
now that I've seen you do this, I do sort of have this is weighing heavily on my heart as an architect. I do sort of feel bad that I've hindered the skateboarders from being able to enjoy themselves at all, because in a way what I do is not dissimilar to what they do, right? It's always in the pursuit of success, in the pursuit of art, in the pursuit of getting up and trying again. And I think that's like the most beautiful thing about skateboarding, if I'm being honest, just that the people that attempt it continuously are always ready to get up and try again if they fail. And I've certainly had a few buildings fall down on me while I was making them.
Whoa,
but
I should have asked about that. I'm sorry.
It's really concerning. It's okay. It's really concerning while it's happening, especially because it's like if it happens while you're building, you kind of have to start all over. But you just got to, hopefully you put a little more glue next time, a little more tape here and there.
Jasper, I had a blast talking to you. I appreciate you waiting through our technical difficulties.
No sweat.
I think we've got the new Tony Hawk 3 and 4 coming out this summer, and I would love to have you back on. And I think that multiplayer will be easier, and we'll actually maybe try to play with you. Which I would love to try.
I would love it, and I hope that maybe the reason that the multiplayer apparently for this one hasn't worked in what seems like probably years is because that they've been working on this other one, and the multiplayer will work.
Yeah, that's our hope, is that the people who are frustrated on Reddit about why you can't play multiplayer will be satisfied as much as us from that 2-year-old Reddit thread. Jasper, is there anything you would like to plug before I say goodbye to you? Where can people find you, or anybody in your life that's important to you?
I did say I don't I don't love my cousins very much. I don't fuck with them, but I do like one of my cousins. This guy Matt Apodaca. He's like the only good cousin. And he has a podcast about video games actually. So you might find this interesting.
Yeah.
King. It's called Get Played. He hosts it with Heather Ann Campbell and Nick Weiger, who are two very funny writers and comedians, and they talk about video games, and they talk about games they like, games they don't like, and all sorts of other types of video game related things. And they just had 300 episodes, so there's a bunch of content there. Go check it out. It's on HeadGum, but you can look at it. You could listen to it at on any podcast app of your choice. And they also have a Patreon, patreon.com/getplayed, where they you can get all the episodes ad free, and you can also listen to their spin-off show Get Animated, where they talk about anime and a bunch of different kinds of anime.
Incredible. 3 wonderful people, 2 amazing topics, and if he's your cousin, this is a Cockroach exclusive. Matt Apodaca is related to Jasper Ollie, which is very exciting news.
Right. Yeah, he's trying to dodge the nepo baby allegations, and they won't let him.
Damn. Well, this is going to be hard for him to come back from. I'm sure we'll be seeing Jasper Ollie's own. I believe it would be grandnephew. In the next movie with Maya Hawke and Margaret Qualley and Jack Quaid.
Yeah, you can only hope. You can only hope. That would be great. That'd be a great movie.
Margaret Qualley, of course, Nepo Baby with DJ Qualls.
I forgot that. No, and you know what? I see it. It makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. The new guys on DJ Qualls sired Margaret Qualley, and the world is better because of it. But folks, big ups to Jasper Ollie. Check out everything Matt Apodaca does. We appreciate your time, Jasper. We'll say bye to you, and I will give you all a little. At the end of shows, I don't think they tell you they're doing the end of the show. Bill Maher just goes, "Here's new rules." I'm saying, here's the end of the show. Jerry Springer just looks at the camera and he goes, What did Jerry do? Do you remember, Jasper? It's like, final thoughts.
People can't hear Jasper.
Jasper, they can't. You're muted, so this is just helpful for me, actually, the final thoughts thing. So I appreciate that. So I've got to figure out what we call this segment. We've got Jerry Springer's final thoughts. It says closing thoughts on the screen. I don't know if that's what we're calling it, but that's an interesting title. It's just not as last word is nice. Last caress. This is King Cockroach's last caress. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. The worlds are interesting. I believe that they're a little dangerous. This is now the 3rd or 4th game where I have been bested by the menu options in one way or another and the multiplayer play. So as far as that rating, I would say 2 stars. But I am excited for the Tony Hawk 3 and 4 bundle to come out. I'm excited to have Jasper Ollie back to play that game with me. Final Cutscene Earnest Citizen Pitch. That's a good name. But most importantly, I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank Matt Apodaca for existing and Jasper Ollie for being here. And I never know when this cuts out, so I'm just saying bye, and here's the credits. Don't forget to come on to Patreon and check out The Brutalist again. I know I threw to that Oscar speech a couple weeks ago, but check out Adrian Brody's Oscar speech. We need to do good in the world, everybody. Please. Please.